Hello, 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 and welcome back to some more Total War Arena. Today we're going to be watching some replays of Hannibal playing tier 5 sword units. I've been playing quite a bit of him recently, mainly because I've been grinding up to those elephants, my dude. I can't wait to get these fucking elephants done. I'm so hyped. I'm so ready. I'm so juiced up. Oh my god, it's so... I've just been waiting so long for them to be released. It's not even funny. I mean, not be released to get them. It's so funny. Anyway, this game was sort of interesting because if you saw, it was a loss. I just think the way I handled things was slightly interesting. I'm just going to speed it up for a minute here because the beginning of it is just me running up this left side. I've been really enjoying spawning on this left side of the map, and just heading up this way for the past little bit, because usually there's only one or two enemies you have to engage up here, usually, and if there's or just zero like there is this time, and yeah, it's pretty open. There's some cool tactics you could do up here. I've just been enjoying it pretty thoroughly. I see this artillery up here. This cav is taking out the artillery, which is good. It allows me to walk up safer than I would if that artillery wasn't just gone already. Alright, just play. And go speed 2. So, I start just running up to the point to start capturing it because I'm like, if I could get a back cap going, even though I doubt, like I saw this this light artillery, and I'm like, I probably won't get a back cap, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? So I get my my dudes going up here, and I start capping the place, and obviously none of their units can see me at this point. They could probably see like this far back. Let me actually pause. Let's see. No, team 2. Fog of War, team 2. Let's play. Okay. So yeah, they can't see anything back here. They could see pretty much everything besides me at that point. So let's go back to team 1. Play. Let's switch back to camera. No. Where is it? Player switching enabled. Let's go to my units. Alright. So we're on my units. I just sit back here and start capping, and at this point I just assume someone's going to start running back here, and I see this cav coming up from over here, so I move around because I'm like, maybe I could get a point capped of some sort, and I just start moving around. I at this point I'm pretty sure, yeah, they were going to hit me. I was pretty sure that was going to happen, and they did. So they decap me to kind of wait for... Why did it switch off me? What the fuck? They kind of delayed a bit for the other melee units to come in and support them and this ranged unit. So I'm kind of just like a fish in a barrel at this point, sitting here, and I can't really do much. I move my units up. Right before they hit, I trigger the shield wall thing, so the charge wasn't that great, and then I start actually like destroying this cav unit because the swords destroy the calves, but I didn't realize these spears were coming in until it was too late, and I sent one unit back under the what is this move called? I forget what the move is called, but I sent one unit back to engage that unit while still using, I think, these 2 units to attack the cav, and then my one unit attacking this unit's dying pretty quick, so I send 2 units back to do so, and this unit still attacking the cav, and then I kind of switch the units back and forth, this middle unit back and forth to attack depending on the situation, and kind of trying to carve out of the cav, trying to delay time for my support that was coming in to come in and kind of help me. Now, on top of all this units, there's a dog unit that's in that blocked my cav support. This was like such a cool battle because I was completely surrounded this entire time, and this was a bunch of micromanaging of my units. But it's not like I could do much to prevent the battle. Like I had to fight my way out of it. And I'm just slowly like hitting away at this cav, trying to get out while also using one unit to delay this unit. Now there's more units dog piled in. This dog player plays terribly. He doesn't. If I was him, I would put my dogs in front line, and then I would have moved these units around and attacked in this little corner earlier. Because he does it later now, and it's a bit too late now because I'm pushed out really far. But if he would have done it earlier, I feel like he could have, I don't know, prevented me from coming out, and maybe like one here and then two over here, and it would have been perfectly fine for them. They probably would have just destroyed me, but they allowed me to get flanks out on these horsemen, and I just completely destroyed the horsemen. These spears lacked the ability to push in until it was too late. These dogs pulled out. They just let me escape out of that somehow. At this point, I'm mega high in the scoreboard just because I did so much damage that game. I decided I want to kill these dogs. Even though I'm suffering quite a bit of damage from these spears, I wanted to kill the dogs because the dogs cause a lot of damage to me, and while I have them surrounded, I might as well kill them really quick. And then I think at that point I immediately pull all my units out. I suffered like minimal casualties for pulling out, surprisingly, just because this spear unit was so badly played on this guy. So I moved my units out. I was gonna try and help get a flank on these dog units, but they kind of went too far over by the time that I got to them. I just didn't even deal. I lost my one unit, but whatever. I thought this guy had his spears down, so I start running into his units. Then he puts his spears up, and I move through. And I kind of use these two units as sort of a barrier between the units to get my bearings and see where I wanted to go exactly. And this is kind of where my indecisiveness killed me, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I kind of got punished for it. This sword unit was really smart. He threw fire to start fire on that unit, and it blocked me from supporting them at all. And I remember this player kept marking on my units, wanting them to move up, but I wasn't going to move up through the fire. You could even see I clicked forward for a second, but then I'm like, nah, it's not worth going through the fire, and I completely gave up on it. And then when the fire was gone, I decided to push through. And their units are either the same speed or slightly quicker than mine, so they could get out fairly easily, and just be able to run away forever. And if they got to run away forever, I was just gonna get pushed by those slingers, get my fucking ass caved in by those slingers, and that was gonna be a bad time. So I decided to try and help with this cav. By the time I get there, the cav pulls out because they're barb cav, and they're so fucking quick. So I've just, this entire time, I'm just running with like a fucking chicken with my head cut off, trying to figure out what I want to attack, when I probably should have just been trying to go around and surround this unit and attack it from behind, or doing something more helpful than just running back and forth like a fucking idiot. But that's besides the point. I mainly picked this gameplay because the early game was real fucking interesting. That first engagement that I had where I broke out, I think was the most engaging thing about it. And it kind of it's one of those things where you could get surrounded by more units than you have, units that counter your units, everything, and still somehow break out. You could find a way to break out of almost any thing where you get surrounded. It's just whether you're good enough or not. And a lot of times I'm not good enough. Or also, if the enemies are bad enough. But that's besides the point. I'm just gonna fast forward to the end because we at this point we didn't really have enough units to even fight back compared to what they had. They just had a good wide range of ranged units, and we had they didn't have a wide range of ranged units. Just happened that they had ranged units and cav, and we only had melee units, which means we just lost because we didn't really have that much variety in our units by the end of it. We probably could have won if the comp was better that we were left with at the end, but it happens. So yeah, the timer's up and we lose because of units. But I feel like that game really demonstrates the breakout potential, and especially it's the sword units are so good on Carthage. They are ridiculous at being able to just chop through cav, and I feel like that cav could have destroyed us if they just backed out, charged in, back up, charge in. They might have lost us, but it would have given them more opportunities to do damage, because them staying there, they were losing a bunch of casualties, and also the spear unit on their team was not pushing it at all. It wasn't helping them to stay there. It just wasn't really doing anything necessarily. But whatever. They still won, so what can I say? So the second match, the second match, I got tired of backcapping people, and also the higher tier games, it's harder to really do that because people actually check that walkway. But I decided to spawn the southern edge of the map, because I needed some experience down here, because I haven't really played it too much on the southern half. So I decided, why not? Let's just play a little down here. I immediately start moving my units up to this walkway over here, seeing what I should do from there. I like to move to these like really back end positions that give me a lot of options. So like this position right here allows me, if I wanted to, can I draw on the map? No, okay. So it allows me, if I wanted to, I could go down this route up here. I could go down this route up here and move sort of this way. I could go down this route, support these units down here. I could go down this route and go my own way, and if I need to go for a backflank, I can, or if I need to just go for the point, I can. Or if someone's coming in through here and I know they're going to beat me, I could even go behind, or I could retreat back. It basically, long and short of it, it gives me a lot of options if I just stick around this little walkway right here, rather than if I moved up to here so quickly, it would kind of force me into two options: either run away or fight. Like, I don't know. So I move up to this front little area. I wait a few seconds before, if I see anyone, and then I continue moving forward, because these pikemen and spearmen are moving forward. So I wanted to see what I was up to. I see pikemen, immediately move back. Pikemen destroy my sword units, and I just didn't want to deal with that, to be honest. And I had some archers coming up to support me, so if the archers can fire upon the pikemen and I wouldn't have to deal with them, that would be amazing, right? So I just decided to move back and see if the pikemen would follow me. They end up not really following me. They just kind of sit there. So I end up kind of running back and forth, not sure what I wanted to do with the match quite yet. I was gonna support up there. I kind of gave up on it because they were winning the battle anyway, so what was the point in supporting them and taking units off this valuable flank? I kind of keep fucking deliberating on what I want to do. We could just speed 2 until it gets to an interesting point. So I come to the conclusion that I should just try and push these pikemen to see what the pikemen do, instead of freaking out when the pikemen are literally just sitting here doing nothing. Let's see what the pikemen want to do. So I move my units up. Pikemen do nothing. They start moving away from us, surprisingly, just because of the javelins, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, we start moving up even further, and then I just start moving to the left. I'm not going to engage in pikemen ever. I'm just going to let the javelins deal with the pikemen. So I start moving my units forward. I figure out what I want to do up there. My camera, by the way, is up here at this point, so I don't even see those units come into view. I snap back, see that the units are coming in view, and I set up immediately. I set up front line engagement, since this is only really good enough for 2 wide, and then I send this unit to the right immediately, because if they attack this unit, I get to flank them from their right, and if they attack this unit, I get to flank them from their left immediately. And if they engage in both, this unit just gets to go up and get a flank at a flank, like 2 flanks going on. It's a pretty win-win situation. It's pretty advantageous for me. They end up literally just attacking my front line, like my 1 unit with all 3 of their units, and I just completely surround them with my units. I think it's valuable when playing swordmen. You want to get that flank off. You kind of need to get that flank off. Don't just set your units up in a wall formation. It's a terrible idea. You're not spearmen. That's not going to work. Because spearmen are more based on delaying the enemy and punishing them if they're being too aggressive. When the swordsmen are they're built to be aggressive most of the time, or they're built to do a lot of damage, I guess. And if you don't cover your ass on a flank, they're going to absolutely destroy you. So you want to set up positions where you could flank easily. I play very defensive on my swordsmen. I'd rather want the person. Well, I guess I don't really know how to describe the way I play swords. I play aggressive, I guess. I do a lot of forward placements, but I'll do it where I'll go super far forward, and then I'll set up sort of a trap so that you attack 1 unit, but I get 2 flanks off on you at once and completely surround your units. That's what I love doing. So I'm very risky in this situation, where I'm assuming all their ranged units are just too busy engaged up there. So I start moving my units across to just cap it, and I was praying to God that their units don't attack. This scared the absolute shit out of me, and I actually started moving my units towards them for a second. I know I didn't see that, but I started moving my units towards them for a second because I thought they were going to start attacking me, but they completely ignored it. And then I just moved my units back to start capping. And I moved them behind this building and put them in shield wall. So at this point, even if the range do find out a way to hit me, it the shield wall all bunched up, that's going to do like no damage. That's just how that works. Like, that's no damage being dealt to my units at all, pretty much. And we're just capping at a pace that they can't really do much about at this point, because our cab delayed them for long enough, and these jabs are kind of right on their ass anyway. So we ended up winning this match from a good old, pretty decent melee engagement to a back cap. I was pretty happy with that match overall. We didn't get top of game or anything, but I feel like the engagements that I did in Run 2 I handled fine. I wasn't too aggressive. I wasn't too defensive. And we ended up getting the cap in. I get so many caps, like, it's kind of funny. I don't know. I guess I do play aggressive. If you saw the percentage of, I wonder if there's a statistic for that. Let's just look. Is there statistics for how many times you win a game from capturing? And victories, average kills per battle. I don't know, I guess you could see between a mix of my victories and average kills per battle. Wildly different, but that's besides the point. Let's just go into the third match really quick. Oh, itchy ear. Okay. Yeah, this third match was on Marathon, and I think it just showcases some classic me gameplay of just going around the enemy and not giving a fuck, to be honest. Let's see. Where am I? Where did I spawn? Where did I spawn? Oh, spawn on the right down here. And oh wait, no, this isn't the match I was thinking about, was it? Was it? What? I don't even know. So I didn't really get to pick my spawn point that I wanted to, because of course I love spawning on this left side down here, but I didn't get to really get it. I didn't really get to pick that. So I'm just moving my units through the forest. I don't even have them in forced march mode because I want your range of view is so short in the forest that I want them available on a moment's notice. I don't want them to have to rebuild their morale or anything, so I'm just marching their ass straight through the forest, slowly but surely. Usually this is the point in which you run into an engagement like right around here or something. So since I didn't see anyone, you could see I instantly snapped my movement forward. Then someone pops into vision. I start moving to try and get the Javs before they could see me. For some reason, the Javs don't try and fire at me at all, which really surprises me. So I start just fleeing as soon as I saw these pikemen as well, because one pikeman right there probably means there's like two more down there. So I don't even bother, and then I start just running away before the Javs start running at me and doing lots of damage, because those are tier 6 Jav, which do a shit ton of damage. And I'm just like, I'm just going to support middle. If right falls, whatever, right falls, can't really do much about it. These dogs kind of scare me, but I guess they were too far away from their like base units or something, but it's whatever. I basically assessed the situation, knew I was going to lose that battle, so I just decided I'd rather move my units somewhere else than to be there. So I build up on this sword wall. I don't even know what these guys are. Are these... Yeah, these are also... No, wait, no they aren't. What are they? Oh wait, are those just tier 6? No, they're tier 5. Are these Roman? I have no idea. What the... Wait. Pause. Where's their general? This unit. Okay, that's the general. Right? Is that the general? Who the fuck are they? You know what? This can be solved. Player switching enabled. Yeah, they're Roman. Okay. So let's disable. Okay. Oh, I could have just fucking... No, I couldn't have. What? Okay, whatever. So, I start... Oh, shit. I support... I move to support my, my fellow swordsman over here, by moving my units up, and I'm going to try and flank, disengagement going on, and I think this guy knows it, so knew that was going to happen. So I engage on this left unit with my main dude. Or not my main, well, yeah, my one dude, and then I engage backside with another dude. Just get that flank done, immediately routed that unit. See what that tier fucking 6 Jav did? Holy shit. So much damage. Like, they do an insane amount of damage, and they're starting to come up, and they're gonna fucking rip a new asshole into my units. And that was my commander unit that experienced all that damage. I just decided I need to get the fuck out of there, so I did. And I moved comfortably far away from them, and then I moved back to try and take this this unit. I think I moved that terribly to, I moved my general terribly. I should have probably just popped it into like shield wall or something to prevent the charge damage, but it happens. It's whatever. These Javs are fucking ripping my asshole open, which is not very fun at all. But I wish this fucking Cav would handle these Javelin units, but it's whatever. And I fight back. For some reason I have that guy targeted, but I try and fight back these units as much as possible, but they kind of push me in pretty much. After my general dies, it kind of goes downhill from here. But yeah. The reason I kind of wanted to showcase that is no one you're fucking behind. Cause you could see over here, I'm like, oh, 3 units, I could handle that. Even though they're tier 6, I could probably handle that, right? And then immediately saw the 4th unit. It was a pikeman. Knew I wasn't going to win that. Immediately started pulling out. There was also dogs there. That would have just turned out terribly. And instead of just getting completely destroyed by 9 units, I kind of contributed something cool to the battle. Also, as this battle goes on, you'll see over here, it looks like we're about to lose, right? These guys decap at like the last second. And we ended up not losing because of that Cav decapping at the last second, which is godlike. But while the rest of this game kind of plays out, I wanted to discuss about a few things of sort of I wouldn't say toxic players. I would say there's a toxic environment already starting in the game, which could very much be a problem as the game goes on. I've had multiple games at this point where there's been one player that does there'll be like 2 players on a flank. One player does something that the other person doesn't like. I've personally done that before, where I've done stuff that the other person doesn't like. You'll warn the way I'll do it is I'll mark it on the map. I'll even warn someone that I'm not going to be supporting them on the flank because I want to do something. And I'm like, unless you need me or blah, blah, blah. They won't say anything, so I'll just go on with my day. And then they'll bitch and complain about it. They'll just immediately snap for no reason. Someone will do something that they don't like, and they'll be like, well, dude, fucking trash, you're a garbage player, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll say a lot of times, like, dude, just calm down. It's like a tier 5 game. Like, there's no reason to fucking get triggered. And he's like, I'm not fucking triggered. Don't be a snowflake, you piece of shit. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, alright, cool. Like, I get it. It's a free-to-play game. There's going to be cancerous environments. But then again, I don't want the game to be like League of fucking Legends. Like, a League of Legends community, a bunch of free-to-play games have toxic-ass communities. I just want people to fucking play the game and not be pieces of fucking human garbage. But people love being pieces of goddamn human garbage. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, by the time you have tier 5, tier 6 units, right, you've spent a decent amount of time in the game. You've spent probably, 10 hours, maybe. I mean, assuming you have tier 5, tier 6 units, you could probably get those pretty quickly. But who just plays one general all the way up to tier 5, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. Like, who just grinds one general at the start of the game? But that's besides the point. Like, I feel like there's already, before the game gets, like, fully released out of beta, there's already a toxic environment going on within the game. And I don't know if I really enjoy that too much. It's it's a strange thing, because, like, I've never I don't really play free to play games too much, so I kind of take the fact that a game costs money, and usually someone who buys a game with money is more mature than someone who's playing a free to play game, I guess. I don't know. It's just like why do people have to be toxic for no fucking reason? I just don't understand. Like, if you're playing a tier 5 game, if you're playing like a tier 10 game, right? Because at that point, people played forever. You should just learn how to you should just know how to play the game. You've invested a lot of time in this. If you don't do well in a tier 10 game, you're just gonna lose a bunch of silver and shit like that. And it's annoying, right? But tier 5 games, there's almost no way you're gonna lose silver unless you're absolutely garbage, and that's your fault, right? But at the same time, fucking tier 5, you're kind of in a weird spot, because it's not like you've invested so much time that you should know how to play the game perfectly, but you haven't invested enough time for it to be the end of the world if the game doesn't go up perfectly. So I don't know. That's just a pussy ass bitch perspective, I guess. But it happens. So I never even noticed I got a spear. It's long as shit. Anyway, guys, why is my fucking laptop sounding like it's gonna take off? Do you hear that? Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you dislike the video, you can leave a dislike. If you have more complex swings than like or dislike, you should leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you have more complex swings, I can't believe I just said that. And if you want to see more of this series and the other series on the channel, please subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys next time.